Good afternoon, YouTube. It's February the 17th, and we got a little welding project today. This is a frame I made for my mailbox. I live out in the woods, and sometimes trees and stuff come down, and I've gone through 2 or 3 mailboxes from stuff hitting it. And I bought a plastic mailbox, and because they don't rust. And I built this frame. It's really rugged. There's basically a telephone pole across the street that was here when I bought the place, sawed off about waist level, and I had this lag bolted on there. Well, apparently right here you can see the snowplow decided to hit it, and it didn't break it off, but it swung it because I had one big lag bolt here in the center in this hole, and I had a bunch of 4-inch drywall screws in there to keep it from twisting. It sheared all the drywall screws off, and actually somehow knocked the flag off the mailbox. I don't know how, because it's cradled right inside the frame here, but I don't know if it was just a shock. So that was Tuesday. So I went out, put new drywall screws in it, straightened her all up, tightened up the lag bolt, fixed the flag, and did it again to me Wednesday morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this old caster wheel, which swivels. It's actually a double swivel. There's bearings on both sides, and a grease fitting, and it's quite rugged. And we're going to cut it off. I'm going to weld that to the bottom of my frame, lag bolt that to the telephone pole. And I bought these big springs today at the hardware store, and some other hardware, screw eyes and such. I'm going to attach them to this and hopefully make something that will self-center, so if the plow hits it, it'll spring back, and hopefully it will hold up and not break. We will see. But also, got a little something in the mail the other day. It's actually kind of sort of like my first YouTube fan mail, although it's not really fan mail. I kind of participated in another tuber's contest, if you will. I didn't expect to get a prize, but I was selected to win a prize, and it's one of these really cool LED flashlights. I knew that's what it was because the gentleman told me. It's a 1968 Hambone. If you get a chance, check out his site. It's pretty cool. But he sent me this really nifty flashlight. So now I'm working on stuff like the Pontiac or whatever, and it's dark. I can illuminate. It doesn't work real good this far away, but it's really bright. So that's really cool. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. So, we'll start by cutting this off with the Sawzall. And I didn't bring the tripod out or anything, so I will get her clamped up and get started, and I'll check back with you. Alrighty then. We got this baby cut off, pretty square. I'm going to mount that right on there in the center. It needs a little grease in there. I'm not going to grease it until after I weld it, because the weld will just make the grease melt out anyway. It'll get so hot. So, I should make sure that I mount that so that I can get to it. I think I'll put it that way. I'm going to weld that right onto there, and we'll see what we got. My welder's back in here. Here's my handy dandy new flashlight. Oh, that's lovely. That's a Lincoln Ideal Arc DC 250, I believe. I bought it for $20 from an old place that I used to work at. It we used it in the shop, and apparently it needed repair, so we sent it out to get it repaired. They said it needed a new transformer, and they sent it back because we didn't want to pay the money for the transformer. They quoted $1,500 or something like that. So they sold us a couple used welders. They were going to scrap that one. I bought it for 20 bucks, brought it home, pulled it apart. It was full of metal filings on the circuit boards that control it from grinding, and it blew a little fuse, a 5-cent fuse. I got probably a $1,000 welder for 20 bucks and a 5-cent fuse. So anyway, we'll get this welded up, and I'll show you the progress after that. Oh, there it is. To kind of quote Bill Engvall, that's gonna be hot. It's not a bad weld. I'm what you call a utilitarian welder. I can stick this stuff together. Sometimes it doesn't look pretty, but it's not bad for stick welding, and it'll hold. It's only 60-13 farmer rod anyway. So there's that. Now we got to figure out my screw eyes and the springs and where we're going to mount those. Other than that, we should be good to go mount it. I decided on the center in the back for my screw eye. So I'm going to run one spring down to each side, down on each side of the screw eye to the telephone pole to put my big springs on, and that should pull that back straight. Now check this out. Is that nice or what? Look at how smooth that baby glides. Got the bearing all greased up. It's actually fairly well balanced. It doesn't tip, so it should be close to the center of the weight. So yeah, that should work pretty good. So I'm going to take my cordless drill out if it's got enough charge in it, and mount her to the telephone pole, the short telephone pole. Make no sense having it 14 feet in the air, huh? But anyway, I guess that would be called airmail, huh? So anyway, that's slick. I think it's going to work if the lag bolts will hold. But plus, it's actually about 1.5 inches higher than it used to be. He was just catching it with the corner of the plow. You can see right there that he just nicked just the bottom edge of it with the plow, which is strange because he hasn't hit it all winter, and he hit it 2 days in a row. So he must be just trying to get closer to the edge. So this should fix it. Now if he cracks into it, it'll swing out of the way, and the springs will pull her back. Hopefully. That's the way it's supposed to work in theory. Well, there it is. I got the springs on, screw eyes in. Check it out. That's slick. Huh. That's slick. So there's that. And again, thanks 1968 Hambo for the flashlight. I'm sure it'll come in handy. I used it already, making that video of the welder there, that part. So thanks again, and thanks for watching. Hopefully spring is coming soon.